We're on to game 4 of the Western Conference Final, and the Dallas Stars, with back-to-back wins, have taken a 2-1 series lead. I'll bet you the Oilers are ready to rebound, but just to make sure, let's get in a pregame meal ahead of a 6:30 puck drop. Now, you realistically could make the case that either one of those teams could have won game 3. Obvious to say, Edmonton got out to a 2-0 lead. That's been a bit of a problem for Dallas, by the way, in these playoffs, having a slow start to a game. But good grief, Edmonton is still prone to a collapse, and a collapse they had in that game 3. It only took 3 minutes and 33 seconds of game time for Dallas to actually jump over that 2-goal lead that Edmonton had forged. But a big part of the reason for that, was that Edmonton went 16 and a half minutes without a shot on goal in a playoff game. Credit the opponent, the Stars are a really good hockey team, but what is happening that you're going that long of a stretch? Not for the first time, might I add, in these playoffs. That's not good enough. And to me, some part of the desperation, the mentality has to change. Now, of course, that game was actually tied up 3-3 at the end of 40 minutes, but Edmonton's record in that scenario, 0-4 in these playoffs when tied after 2 periods. So something goes on in the third where either they're not handling the success that they've earned in the previous portion of the game very well, or they're not able to come back in a game that they have not gotten off to a great start in. Either way, not a good recipe. And guess what? This Dallas Stars team is 6-1 on the road in the playoffs after that Game 3 victory. So it's going to be a push from Edmonton tonight. I'm sure of that. But Dallas is no slouch, and that's been proven in the last couple of games. Slouching has been reserved, unfortunately for Oilers fans, for Darnell Nurse, mostly in these playoffs. Certainly Ryan McLeod, who had to sit healthy in the last game from the press box. But Nurse is a -12, leading the playoffs for the green jacket, if you will, by a significant margin. Other players in the Final Four are like -2, -4. Nurse is a -12, having produced just 2 assists. His ice time is down nearly 5 minutes last year to this year, and I think that we're seeing somebody whose role has diminished and his interest in committing to the finite details that help his team win, they may have diminished somewhat along with it. 21 goals scored against the Oilers in these playoffs when Nurse is on the ice. Just 10 for the team. Not good enough. Not good enough for a man making that kind of money. Oh, and did I mention that Roope Hintz is back for the Dallas Stars? Big Finnish centerman who, frankly, may well have unlocked something in Jason Robertson. The hat trick for Robertson in Game 3, but Hintz comes back with a couple of points in his own right and proves exactly the kind of depth that Dallas does have. We knew that, and we had already seen it early in the series, but to me, Edmonton missing an opportunity to be up a couple games in Hintz's absence. You're hard-pressed now with this man in the lineup to really gain an edge. And there's been nary an edge to be gained in this series, or really right across the playoffs. Generally speaking, Edmonton's power play provides them with that edge, but they've slumped, now down to 1 for their last 15 with the man advantage. Something's been figured out, but when that happens, forget about the cross-ice pass, forget about trying to pass the puck into the net, shoot. Let it hit Zach Hyman and go in. Let Evan Bouchard hit somebody, cause collateral damage, and have a puck get tapped in. The McDavid 75-foot rink-wide pass to Draisaitl clearly is not working, and there's been minimal opportunities for this power play to work anyway. So you'd better make hay when the sun shines, and to me that means just pounding the pill at goal and trying to cause damage. In a strange turn of events, as we know, though, the penalty kill has really been picking up the slack in that department. 20 straight kills for Edmonton's man disadvantage, if you want to think of it that way. And frankly, with the potential return of Ryan McLeod to the lineup, I suspect the penalty killing is what's going to keep Derek Ryan in tonight. Recording this before they officially release the lines, but my gut tells me Sam Carrick will be out. Not an especially physical series, so you're not dying for his presence. Derek Ryan as a right shot face-off man and a penalty killer, too valuable to remove from the lineup at this point. Bottom line is you cannot afford to go down 3-1. Why? Because you're not beating Dallas in 3 straight games. We know that. That is simple, and that boils this down to a must-win Game 4. Looking forward to it. I know you are too. Puck will hit the ice just after 6:30 tonight in Edmonton and live on 6:30 CHED.